What's up, players? Players? Let's get... I forgot to post the live stream link in my school community this morning. There we go. Here we go, baby. See who links up today, this afternoon, Saturday. All right. All right, what's up? Man, just want to say first and foremost, man, it feels good to be live again doing these, man, in front of the chalkboard. I used to do these every Saturday for years. Man, it feels good. I'm going to be doing these a lot more often because they feel really good, man. I got a lot to share with you guys. Anybody that wants to join in live, I'm going to eventually transition over. I'll still be a man, but I'm going to transition over to, it'll be primarily just in the school community. In fact, I'm going to look up that real quick. How can I go live? Man, good times though. Damn, go live. Okay, let's see what that means. What does that happen? What happens when we do that? Oh, it will. Oh, shit. Oh, man. It's taken. That's why. Allow. Okay, allow. Dude, no way. Well, let me allow. One too many collaborative. Okay. Let's see what happens. Probably nothing. Oh, whoa, it does. Oh, man, what's up, guys? Oh, man. Let's see if this is still running, too. Oh, damn, that's sick. All right, so we got it on. Oh, that's sick. Okay. Who's on? Anybody? Comments right there. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, man, that is sick. All right. Well, I'm pumped. I'm more pumped now. So I'm going to talk to you tonight. We'll see if anybody comes linking in. Man, that's sick. So sick. I'm pumped on that. So it is, what's the date today? It's the 17th. The 17th of January, 2026. And statistically, let's actually look that up real quick. Let's see if I remember how to share a screen around here. Okay, let's see here. Let's just share a chat GPT. Okay, that's fine. Okay, oh my God, dude, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting so good. Does my audio still work though? Okay, what? Audio? Yep, sick, sick. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, statistically, did I spell it right? Nope. Statistically, what percentage of men give up making new habits, resolutions in the new year? By what date? Okay, so Here's a summary of the most credible and commonly reported statistics on New Year's resolution, success and failure, including when people typically give up on their goals and how that relates to your specific question about men. Only about 9% of people successfully keep their New Year's resolutions long term. Roughly 80% of people abandon their resolutions by February. Around 25% of people stick with resolutions after 30 days, most dropping off quickly thereafter. First week, about 23% quit by the end of the first week of January. By the end of January, estimates commonly show 40 to 64% have given up on at least some part of their goal by January. Or excuse me, by the Quitter's Day. Data from fitness apps and media analysis identify the second Friday in January as a peak date when many people abandon their resolutions. Wow. Okay. The reason being is this diagram right here, this half. I'm going to go into this half in a moment, but this half right here is the reason why those people, 80%, give up on their resolutions so soon. And that is because they are trying to change the symptom, or they're trying to change the result, or they're trying to change the effect without truly going to the cause. So let me run you through this. So this stick figure down here, this is you. Okay, this is your head, obviously your body. Okay, now you take actions. Those actions produce results. Okay, it is a very simple formula. So ridiculously simple that a child could understand this. So what you do is you, on the December 31st, you say, when you're, half in the bag, you say, oh, I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is. I'm going to be better with my money. I'm going to be better in my relationship, more loving, more, whatever it is, attentive, whatever it is. I'm going to take actions and produce different results. And then what happens? By February, 80%, you've already reverted back to your old actions, because this is the effect. The cause is up here. This circle up here, this is your mind. Your mind is what controls your body. Your mind is what controls your actions. Actions that are repeated over and over and over again, that's also known as your behavior. Okay? Your behavior is just repetition. You brush your teeth every day, you make your bed or you don't. You have repeated behavior over and over again. Those are subconscious programs. Okay, 95%. Studies show 95% of every action you take from the moment you wake up to the time that you go to bed is a subconscious program. Okay? So, if you want to change permanently, not for, by 2 weeks, then you must go to the root cause of your actions or your behavior, and that is your subconscious programming. Now, your subconscious programming is quite complex. Okay, you've been developing this subconscious programming since you were in the womb. I would say that roughly 49 days, and maybe even before you got here, you have been, what up to you, Big Dong? you're running on programming, okay? So let's look at this. Let's use this analogy, okay? Your physical body is like this phone. It is the hardware, okay? Your subconscious mind and the programming that has been installed in your mind, that is the software that operates through the hardware. Your body is expressing the programming that has been installed in that subconscious mind. So the reason why people give up on their resolutions, they give up on creating new habits, is because they're trying to force their body through using their willpower. They're trying to force their body to create new habits. But what always happens, as we can see the statistics, is the mind always kicks back in, and your willpower is never going to be stronger than your conditioning. If you think, I'm a loser, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you're going to lose. If you think, I'm not a loving person, because that's something you learned when you were a child or as an adolescent, a teenager, and then it was reinforced, and then you just made up your mind, oh, well, I guess I'm just not a loving person, then your actions are going to reflect that of someone who's not a loving person. Okay? It's very simple, but it can take a lifetime of understanding and work in order for you to make these changes. What I'm going to share with you in this video is how to rapidly transform, because once you really understand this stuff, it will cause you to wake up. You'll have a new level of awareness. That's another aspect of your conscious mind, is awareness. Okay, because your mind is made up of two different parts. You have the conscious mind. That's the part of your mind right now that's watching me. It is reasoning, so that means it's either saying I agree with you or I don't agree with you. It calculates, so like when you're driving your car, you're calculating the distance between you and the car in front of you. Okay, it imagines, so it can project into the future, it can go back into the past. Okay, and then it's awareness, awareness of oneself. Have you ever met someone who was ditzy, who didn't really have a high level of awareness? Okay, then your subconscious mind. This is 100% programming. It's completely unconscious. It's just, you don't have to think about your heart beating. You don't have to think about breathing air. You just do it unconsciously. So remember, if your heart's beating on its own and your lungs are working on its own, causing you to breathe, then guess what? Every other action that you take is based off of that programming. So what we want to do is we want to go in like a computer programmer, and we want to look at your programming. Where did you learn this stuff? Where did you pick it all up from? And then we just go in there and we reprogram it. Once you reprogram it, you will naturally and spontaneously start making new decisions, because things that you were once attracted to, you will no longer be attracted to anymore. It's very, very interesting stuff as you play this game and as you make these changes within yourself. When you used to go right all the time, let's say smoking cigarettes, eating junk food, watching, binging TV, watching pornography, okay? These sort of disempowering actions that you used to take, you'll no longer be attracted to them because you have outgrown them. The reason why you're attracted to them is because you identify with them. Okay, they are helping you get to one of your values that we'll go over here in a moment. Okay, because everything you do is a strategy for you to fulfill one of these 10 values here. Okay, but before we do that, let's kind of talk about how your mind was programmed because most people are still running off of the programming that they set in place unconsciously as children. Okay? So, when you were born as a baby, you came out, you did not have this top section. All you had was the subconscious mind, taking in, ungodly amounts of data. Even right now as you watch this, I've got this phone, I've got this phone, I got an iPad, I got a TV right here. I've got so much data bombarding my conscious mind right now. Imagine a baby. It's brand new on the scene. It's never played this game before. It's like getting shot through a cannon. That's why babies spend most of their time in an unconscious state, because it's so overwhelming. They need to go unconscious to process all the data. Okay? Now, from the ages of what I would say 49 days, and maybe before that, 49 days until roughly 8 to 12 years old, okay, this is when you're being programmed. We call the program your paradigm. Okay, your paradigm. Between 49 days, that's when Buddhists and other, religious cultures say that's when the soul enters the body. 7 times 7 is 49, until the age of reason. Have you ever heard of that before? The age of reason? That's when you start to become consciously aware. You start to question your reality. You start to ask your parents questions. Why is the sky blue? Why are all these things happening? That's your reasoning. You're calculating, you're imagining, you're becoming more aware of your reality. But also what's happening is information is creating that software that ends up running your entire life. And most people's lives, especially in 2020, most people are not living the life of their dream because they're running their life off of defective, obsolete, disempowering programming. Period. Because no one is showing you how this shit works, okay? Except for your Uncle G here. Okay? And let me tell you, I've been studying this for 20 years. Okay? I've studied with the greatest minds on the planet. I'm going to get their pictures off the thing right now, but I have a doctorate in this. Okay? An honorary doctorate. Okay? So anyways, here's your mom and dad right there. Now, based on the environment that you grew up in, that's what's feeding your paradigm. Did you grow up in a single family household, or were both your parents there? Was money and resources abundant in your household, or were things hard? Was it a struggle? And did you feel the struggle? My dad grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. 15 brothers and sisters. 15. Very poor. It was kill or be killed. If you were late to dinner, you didn't get dinner that night. So he grew up wearing hand-me-downs, wearing shoes with holes in them that he had to walk to school in the snow in. Just a very tough life, a lot of struggle. And that formed his software. Okay? Did you receive a lot of love and validation from your parents? Did they tell you you're good enough? I love you. I care about you. Did they give you a physical affection or not? And then we go to school, where we are further programmed. And then you have comparison. Okay, now you're starting to look and compare yourself to other kids. Let's take my dad for instance again. He's got to go to school. He comes from his background and he's getting teased. He's getting bullied. And then that causes you to think about, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not like these other kids. That must mean I'm not good enough. Why am I not good enough? Why, God, am I born into this house, into this family? Why didn't I get that? I don't know. I'm just saying this is what forms your programming, your software that runs the rest of your life unless you go in and fix it. Okay? And then nowadays, you've got culture. This thing right here is a brainwashing device. This creates comparison. This creates inferiority, insecurities that we didn't have before the phone, the smartphone. So all of these things funnel into creating your identity. Your identity. Your identity is a subconscious image or a firmly held belief that you have about yourself, about other people, and about the world around you. And that which you believe with certainty is reflected back to you in your reality. So, what do they say? Men are dogs, women are gold diggers. If you believe those with certainty, that's all you'll get. You're going to find dogs and you're going to find gold diggers. That's what it is. Because you believe it with certainty. You're making a certain definition about women. But what's worse, because I even laid these out in hierarchy, okay? Let's say this is the foundation of your paradigm, your beliefs. I am, people are, life is. So if you grew up and you learned, I'm not good enough. Your parents told you you're never going to be anything. You're going to wind up like your dad. You're a loser. You're never good enough. Or you were only given love and validation when you won in sports or something like that. Or your dad was never there. Or your mom was never there. You started to form these ideas about yourself. I'm a winner. I'm a loser. I'm beautiful. I'm ugly. I'm worthy. I'm unworthy. I'm smart. I'm dumb. I'm rich. I'm poor. You believe that to some degree, all those things I just mentioned, and to the degree that you believe those things, they become true in your reality. And it's more perfectly reflected back to you than you could ever even imagine. And as you walk this path long enough and you really understand what I've got here on this chalkboard, the deeper you understand it, the more you'll see it reflected right back to you in your reality. In the money that you make, through your relationships, your connection to a higher power, your talents and abilities, everything is a reflection of your programming. Okay, so if you are a man or a woman, you know, I mostly teach men how to, you know, create the life of their dreams, how to step up and step into their higher identity. Is if you're not attracting to yourself the type of woman that you want to be with, one, what kind of woman was your mother? Because based on the type of woman that your mother is and was, that's going to form how you see women primarily, what woman raised you, who were your female influences growing up, who influenced you through osmosis. That created your belief around women. Okay, there's a big belief around women that's projected on the phone. I mean, I'm going to put in quotations, white liberal women. Okay. When I think about a white liberal woman, I think about a purple hair, okay? You know, half shaved, purple blue hair, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna cross the sidewalk before I get Me Too'd, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and then you got life is. Life is a generalized statement about specific areas of your life. So again, growing up, if money was not abundant and prevalent in your household, you formed an idea that money is hard to get, I don't have enough money, we don't have enough money, those ideas. Especially if you grew up hearing those ideas. We don't have enough money for that, we can't afford that. Then you believe, I can't afford that, and making money is hard. Making money is scarce when there's more money than ever before. There's more opportunity than ever before. But you have to believe that. Making money is abundant. It's infinite. It's your value. What are you providing? Like right now, I'm providing value. Right now, it's, 5:15 on a Saturday, and I'm going on YouTube Live. Okay, so again, what I would suggest you do is get a pen and a piece of paper and take some time to go back into your memory bank and what did you learn as a child? What did you learn as an adolescent? What is your story? Because your story forms your identity. Just like in a movie, you've got script writers. Well, they write the story script and then they write character scripts. The character script is a part of the story script. So you've got to go back into your life and you've got to write your story up until this point, but specifically this time of your life, from conception until the age of reason. When I was born, my dad said, the golden moment has arrived. That's a fucking strong declaration. That's a powerful declaration. He cast a spell on me. I'm grateful for that. Very grateful. And then what did you learn growing up? Because then I grew up around, Christmas, just past Christmas in my household was pandemonium. Every year it was our last Christmas ever. Okay? Man, I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you every first of the month when my dad was, balancing the checkbook, oh shit, man, there was going to be a fight in my house, I'll tell you that much. So I learned a couple things. I learned about women. I learned about male-female dynamics, especially around money. And I learned about money in general. Okay? Now, above your beliefs, so once you got your beliefs formatted, then you're going to go into these two columns. You've got values and qualities. Okay? So remember what I said earlier is everything that you're doing, everything you're pursuing, you are trying to fulfill one of these values. Okay? So I actually took a lot of time today and I went through and created this list with my friend ChatGPT. How do I change that? There we go. Okay. Man. Freaking good at this shit. Oh man, look how good I am. Oh, but man, too bad it doesn't put my face in. Now let's change to this. What does that do? Oh, what are you doing? Oh, shit. Let's do this. Boom. Boom. Oh, dude, what are you doing to me? What's up? What's up, Larry? How do we flip those? Can you do that? Oh, shit. All right, anyways, dang it. No, we got to figure it out, okay? Listen, I'm not in a hurry. Oh man, all right, sick, there we go. All right, so values and qualities. Okay, so again, these are all, they're unconscious until you become aware of them. Then they are conscious, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's running on these and you have a hierarchy of them. Meaning, to me personally, family is very valuable to me, my son especially. So I value my son over money and work. I value my son, man, pretty close to over my health, probably because I would give up my health for him, for sure. So we have this hierarchy of values. So again, as you generate more awareness of yourself, why you do the things you do, and what you value, then you'll understand yourself more. You'll understand why you're pursuing things like money, women, status, so on and so forth, health, because you want more of these values. So number one is we've got safety and security. Okay, so what it really means is I need to know I will survive financially, emotionally, physically, and socially. Okay, so common expressions is a suitable income. You've got to have money to buy food, to buy clothing, to buy shelter. Okay, predictable routines, health assurance, safe relationships, avoidance of risk. This is the dominant value for the majority of adults and silently governs most decisions we make. Remember, you've got these are very deep-seated. These are even more deep-seated, your beliefs. That's why I would suggest getting out a pen and a paper. Because here's the thing, is in life, you get out of it what you put into it. For instance, I always have a notebook. I take a notebook with me almost everywhere I go. When I travel, I always have a notebook. I'm always taking notes. I'm always writing things down. Always. So, because I'm serious about this game. I'm trying to win the game. I'm trying to play the game at the highest level. And in order to do that, okay, I've got to be taking notes. I've got to be progressing. I've got to be getting better because I get out of the game what I put into the game, period. Full stop. So I'm giving you this, I'm giving you nuggets. And what do they say? Look, a gift horse in the mouth, or, casting pearls amongst swine. If I give you a freaking, that'll make you $1 million right there. For you to go back through your past and write out your story, write out and think about what your childhood was like and what you learned. Not by what you were told, but the examples that you were shown. If your dad was never around, or when he was around, he worked all the time, or he worked hard but never made money, so it was always struggle, you learned something about your reality. You created a belief. You created a story around that idea. Your results are never going to change until you change that story. You can reframe it, because just because it happened to him doesn't mean it has to happen to you. The past does not equal the future. And what happened to one person is not destined to happen to another person. But it is destined to happen to you if you don't change it. Okay, so safety and security. We're all going after safety and security at some level. Okay, number two, belonging and connection. What it really means is I want to feel included, accepted, and not alone. This goes all the way back to tribalism. Man, if someone was excommunicated out of the tribe and they had to go live all by themselves out in the jungle, woo-wee, that would suck. Common expressions, romantic relationships, friend group, community, tribe, identity groups, social media validation. People will sacrifice logic, truth, and even self-respect to maintain belonging. Man, we are seeing that so much in our reality these days. when it comes to politics, when it comes to these ideologies, man, that is perfect. People will sacrifice logic, truth, and even self-respect to maintain belonging. Self-respect, man, that's crazy to think about. Okay, number 3, self-worth. Yo, what's up, Ronnie? 785. How you living, big dog? Okay, number 3, self-worth and validation. What it really means, I want to feel that I matter. That's why I said it's so important for parents to love their children and pour validation into them, especially when they're young. One of my mentors, Brian Tracy, he taught me something well before I even had my son. He taught me that you cannot love your child too much. You cannot pour too much love into your child. And I believe that with absolute certainty. I took that so to heart, and man, I've just poured love and validation into my son. I do think sometimes too much, but also now because of that, probably one of the most confident people I know, self-assured, self-worth, off the fucking charts, okay? Common expressions, praise. Praise meaning giving other people praise, not being afraid to tell someone, hey, you look good today, or giving them a compliment, giving them praise, something I learned from my dad as well. You can never praise someone, or how to lead people is by giving them praise, giving them compliments, recognition, likes, status symbols, achievement used to earn approval. Okay, I would say that, these are common expressions, and we'll go over this in a moment, is that a lot of these are external locus of control. Because if you can't look in the mirror and say, I like myself, I'm proud of you, Gary. Good job, man. 43 years old, man, you've fucking done so much. Great job, man. So many accomplishments. It doesn't matter how much outside praise you get. It doesn't matter how much recognition you get from the outside, how many watches you've got, or fucking cars, houses, doesn't matter. When you look in the mirror, you're still going to say what you learned. You're a piece of shit. You're worthless. You're never going to be good enough. This value is often externalized, which creates chronic anxiety and comparison, just like I just said. Okay? Number 4, freedom. This is my number 1 in my hierarchy. Freedom. Freedom from pain, freedom from pressure, freedom from control. I don't really think about too much the freedom from pain or pressure. I thrive under pressure, and I don't really mind pain too much. I mean, it doesn't feel good, but as long as I don't die. Okay, control though. Fuck, I hate being controlled. It's my fucking life, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Okay, what it really means, I don't want to feel trapped. Boy, is that the truth. Is that the truth? Common expressions, time freedom, financial freedom, emotional freedom, escape fantasies, travel, quitting your job, substances. Been there, that's for sure. Okay, most people want relief, not responsibility. This distinction matters. Boy, does it ever. Because here's the thing, relief is not freedom. Pleasure seeking is not freedom. It is an empty hole that can never be filled. True freedom is by having the qualities of self-confidence, self-esteem, okay, self-control. That's what really creates freedom. And responsibility truly does create freedom. When you take full responsibility for your life and for everything that happens in your life, only then do you truly become free. Okay? Happiness and pleasure. Just talked about this. Most people, I would say this, first they seek security and safety. Second, and they seek happiness and pleasure. And I would say those go back and forth often. What it really means, I want to feel good more often than I feel bad. Common expressions, entertainment, comfort, dopamine-driven behaviors, jerking off, watching porn, alcohol, weed, junk food, binging, doom scrolling, the list goes on and on. Avoidance of discomfort. This value drives massive industries and short-term decision-making. That's why the gyms are the busiest at the first of the year, and by the second Friday, ghost town. Because people, it's painful to go to the gym. Lifting weights is painful. The growth afterwards is painful. Eating chicken and rice is painful compared to a dirty cheeseburger from In-N-Out. When you're seeking pleasure, when you value pleasure more than freedom, more than health, then you will always take that exit. Okay? Can you see it all in the chat? Let me know if you can see in the chat if you guys are still there. Can you see at all how these are contributing and influencing the decisions that you're making in your life, your values, and these values that I've shared so far? Let me know in the chat while I make sure everything's still running. Sure is, okay? Okay, 7, love. Love. What it really means, I want to be chosen and emotionally bonded. Okay, common expressions, long-term relationships, family creation, attachment patterns, fear of abandonment. This value often overrides logic, boundaries, and self-interest. Okay, again, let me tell you from my own experience, when you have, did I even write it down? Nope. Self-love, also it could be categorized as self-esteem. When you, man, not in a vain or egotistical way, but I love myself. I love who I am. I love where I'm going. I love my qualities. I love myself. So I don't need a long-term relationship to feel love because I love myself. I have a family. I have the fucking best family ever already. So I don't really, yeah, I want more kids for sure, but that might not be my path. I just don't know. Attachment. I have a very secured attachment because I've done this work for so long. Fear of abandonment. The amount of time I already spend alone, I think would drive most people crazy. So I got no problem of being abandoned. Now, I guess abandon is different than solitude. Abandonment's like your dad saying he's got to go get some milk and never comes home again. That's abandonment. Okay? But I didn't experience that. So I don't have a fear of it. But again, these are for you. I know mine. I'm sharing with you what mine are, okay? Anyways, meaning, purpose. Okay, what it really means, I want my life to feel like it counts for something. Just the fact that you're alive means it counts for something. Not everybody needs to have some big grandiose purpose for their life like Elon Musk or Gary Brian Gilgan. Okay, not everybody does. Just the fact that if you just get through this and you 10x your life from where it is right now, that sounds like a pretty damn good meaning for your life, if you ask me. Pretty dang good. Common expressions, career identity. So that means, oh, I'm a banker, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other. Helping roles. Oh, I went and donated to the homeless today. Okay, spiritual curiosity. Oh my gosh, I'm a Mormon. Okay, cause alignment. Oh my gosh, I'm a liberal. Or I'm a Republican, whatever they call themselves, conservative. Okay. For most people, this is aspirational rather than embodied for most people. So they are aspiring to have more meaning and purpose in their life. They don't embody meaning and purpose. Comfort and ease. I would say this is in the top 3 for sure. Man, they are all just battling for one another. What it really means, I want life to require less effort. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's just not how the universe works. The universe is creating fucking stars and suns. You've got grass that's breaking through concrete, and you want to sit back on the couch all day. Common expressions: convenience, automation, shortcuts, passive consumption. This value competes directly with growth and mastery. Boy, does it ever. Boy, does it ever. The lust for pleasure and comfort leads a man to destruction. His body destructive, it self-destructs. His spirit, his mind destructs when he lusts and he chases after pleasure and comfort. Okay, and then finally, hope or optimism about the future. What it really means, I need to believe things can improve. Common expressions: self-help, consumption, motivational content, new beginnings, external saviors, systems, leaders, patterns, or partners, excuse me. When hope collapses, people spiral quickly. Let me tell you something about hope, because, as someone who's been studying the mind and studying, things like neuro-linguistic programming, is hope can be very disempowering, because again, it's all about the outside world. Like, something needs to change me. I hope that the outside improves without me doing anything about it. When the only thing that can change your world is you. That's it. And once you take full responsibility for your life, only then can you change your life. Only when you take responsibility for what you've allowed to be programmed into your mind and say, oh, okay, I accept what happened. I accept the programming. I accept where I'm at here and now, but now it's my responsibility to change it. It's my responsibility to reprogram myself so I can create a new reality. Period. Most people are just hoping, wishing, and praying that something in the outside changes for them. Okay, now let's talk about qualities. Okay, so a quality is like a character trait. So let's look at it like this. If you were in a movie, okay, your character has certain traits. Okay, like a villain has traits different from the hero. Okay, like let's say a liar versus honorable, cheat versus not, unloving, loving. The ones we're going to go over right here. Okay, so what fulfills values is not circumstances. It is capability plus orientation of identity. Remember, your identity is made up of your qualities, and your qualities get you to your values. Values are the desired states. You want to feel free. You want to feel pleasure. You want to feel safe and secure. These are states of being that you want to experience, that you want to have make up your life. In order to get those and to be those, you must be them. In order to get, you must be. Okay? That goes to a formula. Okay? In NLP, we teach be, do, have. When I be these qualities and do express myself through these qualities, then I will have the states or the values. The reason why you want money is you want more security. You want more fun. You want more pleasure. You want more comfort. You want more love. You want more of all these things. Money gets you those to some level. The reason why you want health is for all those things. The reason why you want spiritual connection, you want certainty that you know what happens when you die. That's why you want those things. Because you think by having those things, you will get these things. But the only way to get these things is you must be these things. And let's go over them. Okay, number one, self-trust. Self-trust fulfills safety, security, control, and hope. Definition: confidence in your ability to respond effectively to whatever happens. I put self-trust as self-confidence. Confidence is trusting yourself to be able, I can take care of anything that happens. I don't know of anything that could happen in my life that I couldn't handle. Other than a complete freak accident, it's completely out of my control. Okay? When self-trust is high, external security becomes optional. Listen, I can take care of anything. I've been doing this for 43 years. I think I'm pretty damn good at it. The game. Without self-trust, people outsource safety to money, authority, or relationships. Now, when I just read this, I think there's no such thing as perfection, because I guess maybe not, because I mean, money doesn't really make me feel safer. What makes me feel safe is just my ability. Again, confidence in my ability. Okay, number two, emotional regulation fulfills happiness, comfort, love, and control. The definition is the ability to experience emotions without being ruled by them. So you are emotionally regulated. You are in control. It's having self-control. When you feel an emotion, anger, lust, greed, sloth, when you feel that emotion, you've got the self-control to say, okay, I feel this. Why do I feel this? And then what can I do to change it? Rather than, man, you ever been so pissed off, you said something, and then, man, once you cooled off, you're like, oh, man, I really regret saying that, or even worse, doing that. How many people, are in a heat of rage and they commit murder? Man, then you got to spend the rest of your life in regret and remorse. Oh my goodness. Very sad. Okay, self-acceptance fulfills self-worth, belonging, and love. I like myself. I accept myself. There's nothing I can do about my external body. I'm not going to go get plastic surgery or anything, so I accept it completely. Definition: allowing yourself to exist without internal attack. So again, if you look in the mirror and you're beating yourself up, you're looking at your paycheck, you're beating yourself up, oh, you're never going to be good enough. You're just like your dad always said. Whether consciously or unconsciously, that's what's going on. That means self-acceptance is gone. You did not get that self-worth, that validation from your parents growing up. Belonging, love. Okay, people seek acceptance externally only when it is denied internally. You didn't get your cup filled up as a child, so now you're seeking it out as an adult, often in toxic and destructive ways. Alcohol, liquid courage. It's liquid self-acceptance, but it's disempowering. It's not good. Okay, moving on. Personal agency fulfills freedom, control, meaning, and hope. The definition: the felt sense that your actions matter and your choices influence outcomes. This quality transforms life happens to me into life responds to me. What did I put this one down as? Personal agency. I would also put this as responsible. Responsible. And this is one reason why I think that younger generations get a bad rap, is because they're not very responsible for their lives. And again, because they were coddled by their parents. rather than taught, hey, you got to go out and be responsible. You got to take care of yourself, kid. At some point, I'm going to put you out of the nest and you got to learn how to fly. So you got to learn how to become responsible, take personal responsibility. Number 5, social attunement fulfills belonging, love, and validation. The definition is the capacity to read, respond to, and co-regulate with others. So that means social intelligence. Okay, belonging is not found, it is generated through attunement. Birds of a feather flock together. Okay, number 6, boundaries, very important in relationships. This fulfills safety, freedom, love, and self-worth. How many people, I mean, I've heard it mostly from women that get in these toxic ass relationships because they don't have boundaries. Because they don't have boundaries because they don't have self-worth. They don't have self-love. So they'll just take whatever they can get. They'll get beat up, you know, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and then they blame the guy rather than you're the one that chose him, lady. Definition, your ability to say yes and no without guilt or fear. Prove my point. Without boundaries, belonging becomes self-erasure. Number 7, very important. Meaning-making ability fulfills purpose, hope, and emotional stability. The definition, the skill of assigning empowering interpretations to experience. Meaning is not discovered, it is constructed. I had a meeting, a one-on-one session with someone who I know very well. I've known him for a very long time. And man, he's just been sitting around for 5 fucking years waiting to find his purpose. That which you are looking for always evades you. You have to create your purpose. Purpose doesn't find you. Your meaning for life doesn't find you. You have to create it. Okay? Number 8, competence fulfills security, control, and self-worth. The definition is the capacity to reliably produce results in at least one domain. Competence replaces anxiety with grounded confidence. Competence, okay? What are your talents and abilities? What do you know how to do? Are you someone that can learn things? You learned how to walk, you learned how to talk, you learned how to drive, you learned how to write. You have competence within you. It's, are you expressing it? Are you learning new things? It's another one why younger generations get a bad rap, because they don't express competence. They're not willing to go out and fail in order to become competent at things. So they blame. Okay, adaptability fulfills freedom, safety, and hope. Definition is the ability to adjust strategies without collapsing identity. The ability to adjust your strategies without collapsing your identity. Remember, your strategy is your action. Your identity is what you believe about yourself. Let me tell you, in the last 5 years, I have started and stopped more businesses than most people will ever even try in their life. Because I got no problem stopping a strategy I can see it's not working, or for whatever reason, and pivoting. No big deal. I don't care. It has nothing, that doesn't change my identity one bit. In fact, it only empowers me. It empowers me because I'm so adaptable. Okay? Number 10, delayed gratification. Very important. Fulfills stability, purpose, long-term happiness. Definition, the ability to trade short-term pleasure for long-term fulfillment. This, I would say, goes across the board I believe ETH to 10K and sold to 1,000. Nice, bro. Nice, dude. Me too. And I believe the dollar to fucking zero. So anyways, delayed gratification, putting off today to get something tomorrow. The law of sacrificing, sacrificing something of a lower nature, pleasure, in order to gain something of a higher nature, true fulfillment, wealth, opulence. Okay? This quality separates impulse-driven lives from our architected ones. Very true. Yeah. The reason why I stopped doing these lives, I taught a class, for 10 years, teaching, how to do this stuff. And the reason why I stopped doing it, because I found that the biggest problem is most people did not have something that they wanted. They didn't know what their life looked like 10 times what it is right now. Meaning that they didn't have something, a why, a vision that they wanted so bad, they were willing to give up short term to get that long-term vision. And so, listen, I'm not charging for this stuff, so I'm not going to waste my time, because I discovered most people aren't like me. Most people don't have a vision. They don't have a dream. They don't want to be rich. I'm talking fucking yacht rich, private jets. Most people don't want that. They say they do. Everybody says they want to be rich. But very few people are willing to do what it takes to be rich. I'm talking rich. Most people think 10 grand a month is rich. Okay? And next, internal validation. Okay? Internal validation fulfills self-worth, freedom, and emotional stability. Definition is the ability to approve of yourself without external confirmation. When this is present, comparison loses power. Internal validation. I like myself. Praising yourself whenever you do anything that you said you're going to do. Every time you go for a walk, every time you do push-ups, every time you save $1,000 or invest $1,000, every time you do something that you say you're going to do towards transforming your life, you praise yourself. Good job, good work, keep it going. I like you, I'm proud of you. That's internal validation. Because like I said, you can't do anything about your past. But once you wake up and you understand this, it's your responsibility to change your future. Your future is never going to change until you change the story of yourself. And then last, number 12, congruence. Fulfills fulfillment across all values. Definition, alignment between beliefs, values, identity, and behavior. Just like I talked about. Your beliefs, your values, your identity, your behavior. Are they all congruent? That's congruency. That's being a whole rounded man. I'm a congruent man because my beliefs, I am, people are, life is. And here's the thing about congruency. It's not about perfection. I'm far from perfect. I still got some fucking viruses running in there, especially when it comes to women. Okay? I know it. I'm aware of it. And I'm working on it. Okay? Because there's no such thing as perfection. Perfection is an illusion. But anyways, I've done a lot of work. And the fucking onion is infinite. Then, right here, values and qualities. What are your values? Most people don't even know what their values are. Until you write them down and then you say, put them in a hierarchy. What's most important to me? What's most valuable to me? What are my qualities? Are you lazy or are you ambitious? Are you a liar or are you honorable? Only you know. Only you know. Are you punctual? Or are you always late? I see the way someone manages their time tells you all about them. Because time is more valuable than anything material. So if you got someone who's always late, they don't value your time or their own time. That means they got value problem. Okay, how these qualities map to their values. So safety and security through self-trust, boundaries, competence, belonging, self-acceptance, social attunement. Self-worth is internal validation and competence. Freedom from agency, responsibility, adaptability, boundaries. Happiness is emotional regulation, meaning making. Control is got through self-trust and agency. Love through emotional regulation and boundaries. Meaning through agency and meaning making. Comfort is emotional regulation, delayed gratification. Hope from adaptability and meaning making. So, let me figure out how to do this. Man, I'm good at this. Good at this shit. Okay, so kind of bringing this thing in for a landing, man, because that's a lot of information. That's a lot. There's a classroom. I mean, this is a $1,000 class in and of itself. But you've got to understand is that, again, it's January of 2026. Look at your life, where it is right now. Look at your bank account. Look at your crypto wallet. Look at your relationships. Are you single or are you with a woman? How's that relationship? Do you have a close circle of friends that you can trust? Do or die? How's your relationship with your parents, your siblings? What's your connection to a higher power? How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fulfilled are you on your values? Look over the next year. If you stay on the road you're on, what are your results going to be on January 17th, 2027? 2037. You can easily extrapolate your life out based on where you're at now, because look, if you turn around and look, where was I 10 years ago? And then where am I at right now? Most people's lives slowly get worse and worse and worse until they die. Most people's net worth and income goes down over time as they get older. Most people's health gradually declines over time. Everything just gradually declines over time unless you're consciously aware. Once you wake up and you go back in through your programming, because just this is all code. It's all coding. And this code creates the programming that runs your life. And nothing is going to permanently change in your life until you go in and you change that programming. So, that being said, I gotta hop off. I gotta go pick up my son. But if you'd like, you can get a copy of that document that I created, the values and the qualities. You can get that in my school community. I'm only letting the next 100 people in for free, and then we're going to be closing that down. We also kick people out. So if you're not active in it, if you're not providing value to the community, you get booted out as well. It's really only for men who really are serious about doing the work and about creating extraordinary lives. So I know for you, man, Ampule, do we know each other, by the way? Because you got an obscure name. But anyways, if that's you, you can definitely get, in fact, here, let me put the link in. And you can go, you can join. Boom. You can join for free right now. After we get the first 100 people in, boom, we close it. And then we'll keep booting people out. We'll let that number of people in until we've got 100 that are just really engaging. They're providing value to the community. They're playing the game, because it's a game in there, because it goes a lot deeper than this. So anyways, that's it for tonight's live stream. Oh, I appreciate you watching for sure. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.